In this video, we're going to work with how to measure the height of our follower and the height of our cam at various angles of rotation as we rotate our handle and let the cam rotate and press the follower up. To do so, first we want to make it a little easier to see, so we're going to take off the visibility of the box by coming over on the left hand side, find what says box and right clicking and getting rid of the visibility by unchecking visibility. Now our box is no longer visible, it's still there, we just can't see it, so it's not in our way. Then next, to measure the height, we want to place a ruler on, so we're going to go to place, and in your Automata simulation folder there should be a ruler. You may have to click one time to open up that Automata simulation folder and you can find your ruler. Open and place that ruler on your page. If you want to, you can right click and rotate Y 90 degrees so it faces out towards you. You don't have to. When we get to the measuring stage, you can face it in any direction. Then I'm going to click to locate that on my page and then right click and hit OK. So now I have a ruler and I just want to locate it directly next to this follower. To do that, I'm going to add a constraint. So I'm going to click on the bottom edge of my ruler. So I have this ruler here. I'm going to click on this bottom edge and I want to line that up with my follower. So I'm going to click that bottom outside edge and then I'm going to come over to my cam and I'm going to use that work axis I made earlier, or I can do that line of rotation. Either one's okay. I personally want to use this line axis here, and then I'm going to apply that mate that I just did. So now if I exit out, I have my ruler sitting next to it. If I go on the right hand side, I can see exactly my height. If I need to, if you can't see as well, you can move your ruler a little bit to help you see that. Personally, I'm just fine with how it was. But if you want to move your ruler forward or backwards, you can do that as well. Maybe I'll hit back, and I have it nicely lined up. Then next I have to work with my angle. I want to know exactly what angle I'm at. As I rotate, I want to know what that angle is. If I just rotate it freely, I can't tell what that angle is. So to get the angle, first I'm going to come over here. I'm going to open up my hex cam here on the side, expand that out, and I want to get rid of or suppress one of my mates from earlier, from one of the last videos. I want to get rid of the mate between the symmetry axis and the axis for the handle, those two work planes. In my case, it's the mate right before your translational constraint, so mate 4. All I'm going to do is right click on it and go down to suppress. Make sure that's clicked. Now that I've gotten rid of that constraint, I want to replace it with a new constraint. So I'm going to go to constraint, and I'm going to select the second constraint over, which is an angle constraint. And for this angle constraint, I'm going to first select that symmetry plane. Then I'm going to select the work plane that goes to the middle of the rod and the handle. And then finally I have to set my angle, my axis of rotation, which I'm going to select that dotted dash line to the middle of the rod. Then once I'm there, I can set my degrees. Right now it's set at 0 degrees. So I'm going to turn straight to the front view. And I can easily measure the height of my cam. If we look at it closely, we can see it's almost right on 7/8. And then I can measure the height of my follower up here at the top. And I can see it's just past 5.5, so I'm at 5 and just about 5/8. So I would take those two measurements and record them in my data table using Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. I record those data points for 0 degrees. Then, depending on the type of cam, I'm either going to do a 45-degree angle, and you can see it rotate. Right now I have the hex cam. The hex cam is the only one you want to do something different. On the hex cam, we're going to use 30-degree angles. So on this hex cam, I do my 30 degrees, and then I can zoom in and see my new height. And zoom in and read my new height, record that in my data table, and continue rotating every either 45 or 30 degrees, depending on what you use. So I can type 60 and you can see it rotates, get my data points, rotate to 90, get my new data points, and continue rotating all the way through until I've done one full rotation, which is 360 degrees. Hopefully this helps you get your data points for the height of your follower and your height of your cam. If you have any issues, work back slowly through this, and hopefully that helps you get those height measurements recorded. Once you're done, you can switch over to a new cam, or if you're using parametric settings, you can change the height of this cam and get the different heights, different radiuses for the cam. So hopefully that helps. If you have issues, again, work back slowly, and hopefully you can figure out and get those measurements needed. Thank you.